Hey guys, how you doing? We got the season finale, the last episode here of in the studio with myself, Chris Arneson. So if you haven't been here before, thanks for coming. And if you've been watching, we completely appreciate that. And again, we're on Goodman Games official Twitch channel. So you're going to want to check out some of the other good stuff they got on there. And don't forget, just because my season is over, they're still going to have another season of In the Studio with Brad McDevitt, uh, another incredible artist. And you can see some of his previous episodes along with some of my previous episodes on YouTube. You just need to go to Goodman Games on YouTube and go down into their what is it? Their play sets and
Playlists.
playlists. There you go. And look for In the Studio.
I like the
Uh,
idea of them being like play sets, like doll play sets.
and if you check that, there's even a few very early on episodes with Stefan Pogue that are wonderful as well. So check them out. Check out Goodman Games on YouTube. So without further ado, this is where I got on last week's episode, which was, see if I can remember it. I like big whites because they cannot die. And we had a wonderful audience participant who finished a verse for that. I won't make Elena look it up or sing it this time, but that was very fun. And we decided to call this guy Dwight the White. I didn't quite finish it to what I'd like to do, but at some point I'll probably get back to it. But anyway, this was last week's episode. And on this week's episode, the theme I was thinking, because I wasn't prepared and didn't have anything thought of, was just I'm just going with this is the end. So
It's
that's
so
that's the
ominous.
theme. What's that?
It's so ominous.
It is, isn't it? So anyway, and if you stick around, I think give me a reminder, maybe in the middle of the show, I'll pull out and go over some of the illustrations that we did this season,
Yes, please.
if
They're.
anyone's so fond.
I want to see them. I don't care if Twitch chat doesn't want to see them. I want to see them.
All right, Twitch chat. All right, so hopefully some of you guys are in there. Again, I don't see the chat, so if you have a message to relay to me or a question, that's what Alana's here to do, uh, as well as be a wonderful part of the show because I enjoy her singing and
One
laughter.
wonderful in quotes. Wonderful.
Yes.
Hi Jeff. Hi NWA. How y'all doing? Oh hi Uzi and TSW. If Chris pulls out the odd stuff, I only want to see the good ones.
The odd stuff, huh?
Oh, it's old stuff. I read that as
Old
odd.
stuff. Okay. Well, most of it's probably odd to a degree. So, and I thought I'd get something drawn for tonight's episode. So this is what we got. We got a little goblin on a rock. Looks like he might be picking his nose there. Just chilling, relaxing with his spear. So the drawing's already done, and we can jump into doing some inking, I guess. Wonder if I should do the line first or if I want to do washes first. Yeah, we'll see. I'll just go into some line work, I think. And
Scottish Jeff says the end? Well, at the end of his finger is a booger, I guess.
Exactly. Something. And I don't know how well my brain is working either for some reason. So
It's
if
okay.
I if my talking is a little off,
It's all
I'm
right.
too deep in thought.
I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight. I couldn't come up with any topics on the way home today from class.
That's all right. I couldn't come up with a theme for tonight. So,
Jeff has already named her goblin, though.
oh, okay.
It is Pick Flicker.
Pick flicker. That works. I can't deny that.
So between this week and last week, have you seen any movies, Chris? Jumping right into our favorite topic.
Mhm. Have I seen any movies? I don't know. Just the D&D movie. Otherwise, I haven't been out to see any. I'm trying to think of what I may have seen on TV. I think I was catching up on episodes of um, Better Call Saul. Finally came out on Netflix, so I was getting caught up on the last season of that. Um, and then what else? Oh,
I.
the
Oh, go ahead.
marvelous Miss Maisel is out, so
Oh, yeah, you were talking about how you were watching that last week.
I love that show.
I really need to watch it. I started watching because I went on Amazon and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And then I got
Hmm.
distracted because there's a show from 2013 called From. And
Uh-huh.
it's got the actor who played Michael from Lost in it. He plays one of the main characters. And I like, no, Jeff, I'm not talking about Lost this time, though I'm in the thick of season two. But the actor who played Michael in Lost played From, or plays in From, and I haven't gotten very far in it, but it's kind of intriguing. It's a horror show about a weird cult like village, town, where you can never leave once you stumble upon it. That's about all I can tell you. There's monsters.
Sounds kind of familiar, but hmm.
I don't remember anything about it, but it's from 2013, so I assume it was broadcast on something somewhere.
Mhm. Something somewhere.
Yep. Jeff
Def-
says we can talk about the best movie we've never seen.
then what is that?
Yeah, unless. Hmm.
What are you
Well,
thinking?
he's just being funny. Never mind.
Oh, I see. Being one of those guys.
Best movie I've
Why?
never seen might be, to some people, might be Donnie Darko. It's on my list of things to watch, but as a kid, that, like, Frank's bunny mask scared the
Hmm.
crap out of me when I was little, so I never watched it.
I saw it for like the first time 5, 6 years ago or something like that. Oddly enough, um, I was like, man, how did I miss this? But it probably wasn't necessarily something I would have thought to watch at first
Hmm.
because I didn't quite know what kind of movie it was. If it was horror, which wasn't really my thing, but of course with the '80s soundtrack and stuff, that's can't go wrong with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I finally saw it and loved it.
Yeah.
Now, I think the version I saw was the version that the initial one that I saw was the version that had what was it? I think it was extended, so they had some explanation in it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like that version better. I've seen the other one and haven't been able to find the version I saw actually, but I kind of like that one better. And they changed a couple of songs in the movie, but yeah,
Hmm. We've
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I've been told by like some of my friends who really like horror movies that it's up the alley of things that I would like out of a horror movie. So I want to go back and watch it. Excuse me, goodness.
I don't think so.
But it's gonna be sitting there on the list of watch this until I remember to actually look it up and watch it.
I hear
But
you.
maybe I'll do that tonight when I'm editing videos. I'll watch Donnie Darko. Ghosty Squid and I'm going to butcher your name, De Book Entertainment. I think that's how it's pronounced. They both came up with some suggestions for movies that we've probably never seen. Citizen Kane and World of Warcraft movie. Um, isn't Citizen Kane... Isn't it
Uh,
supposed to be messed up? Like, it's supposed to be disturbing, isn't it?
I, you know what? I think I tried watching it years ago, but I should probably give it another chance. It's if I remember correctly, it's pretty long. Is
Yeah.
that the one with Rosebud?
I don't know.
And
Ghosty...
I could
Ghost...
be completely wrong.
Ghosty Squid says, I keep falling asleep when I watch Citizen Kane and I don't know why.
Hmm.
And yes, you're right. The one with Rosebud.
We got any new viewers? All our wonderful return people.
We've got a couple of new ones in here, so hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Sorry
Welcome
it's
for
the last episode.
yeah, my last episode anyway.
Yeah. We'll have more art in a couple of weeks.
And hopefully my goblin guy picking his nose isn't offensive to anybody. I thought it might be suiting for the end episode.
Yeah. It kind of sums up how I feel at the end of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
TSW says I still haven't seen Pauly Shore's Biodome.
Yeah, I may have seen that years ago. Can't say you're missing a ton. I don't remember, which might mean something.
I don't even know what it is.
You were probably just a sprout.
I also am just really terrible about like knowing anything about movies until like I watch them or
Mm-hmm.
I get bombarded with trailers on like YouTube. Which is the only reason I knew about Evil Dead Rise is because I kept seeing trailers for it on the YouTube app and I was like, "Oh, I want to see that."
I don't know anything about that.
um well, the one review that gave no spoilers about it was it's a gory good time basically.
Ah,
So, but it's like a I don't know how they're implementing the book, but it's like a family gets trapped in their apartment or whatever and I believe the mom becomes a deadite.
a
So,
deadite. I don't know what that is.
they're basically the zombies, like the demon minion things.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Ghosty Squid, I don't know how to answer that because I haven't watched any of the newer stuff. What So I was talking to someone about this before, and I watched a movie review channel, and I agree with his assessment. And the assessment basically is like the thing about Evil Dead, is that Sam Raimi wanted to make a truly terrifying movie, but because of budgetary constraints of a indie horror maker or horror movie maker, there's a little bit of camp in there. So the second one definitely takes the campiness of the first one, which was unintentional camp that fit the movie very well, and then rolls with it. And I think the third one does the same. And I don't think I ever watched the third one, but I've heard the third one's just as campy. But I haven't. I think like the reboot in 2013 was another director's way of bringing Evil Dead into like the forefront of like actually being scary, with maybe hints of campiness and homages to the original. But I haven't seen anything Evil Dead past like what I have of the 2013 one. Thank you, Ghosty Squid. Deadites are the dead reanimated by the spawn demons of the Kandarian demon, which is. So the mother just becomes possessed. She doesn't become a deadite. She just becomes possessed, I believe.
Okay.
Um. Biodome apparently got 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It got that much?
Yeah, right? Also, Scottish Jeff, are you asking if we've seen Bubba Hotep?
Oh, wait. Yeah, we brought that up the one time
Yeah,
when we were talking
that's a
about.
wacky film.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it when I was like 10, but I remember it was weird, and I think I had a
Mm-hmm.
nightmare. I'm pretty sure I had a nightmare about Elvis that night. So,
Elvis. So anyone that follows my Facebook page might have seen one of my shared memories today. And it was a post I made a year or two ago. Back in high school, I had an ad from one of the Aliens movies in my locker. And I think I only, I wasn't a huge Aliens fan, but it was a cool picture and all that. And I just remember the ad and the wording on the ad and the TV ads and stuff. And it always said with that guy's voice, Sigourney Weaver. And I didn't follow actors or actresses too much. So for the longest time, now I'm bearing my soul here, for the longest time, I thought Sigourney Weaver was the name of the alien because I didn't know the actress's name. So you've got to give me some credit because Sigourney Weaver sounds like a pretty dang badass monster, if you ask me.
no, I agree. Yeah.
I, yeah, I had no idea that was her name. And I just thought Sigourney Weaver was a badass monster.
I mean, to be fair, she is.
Mm-hmm.
I
Indeed.
loved the Aliens movies.
Mm-hmm. Trying to remember which one this would have been for. it would have been for like the third one.
Um, First one came out in 79, right?
I I'm not that versed on it, but possibly, probably.
Twitch chat, please. Anybody anybody know when the first one came out? Peter Mullen says, "Wasn't she the alien in the fourth one?" Jeff coming in clutch with his movie trivia. Yes, it was 1979 that the first one came out.
Hmm.
I remembered something for once. It's a miracle.
Don't get cocky.
I won't.
So yeah, that's my little nugget for today.
Man, the first Alien movie, like, still to this day, holds up pretty dang well.
Hmm.
For, like, fear factor. Mm. And TSW says, I saw the first one at the theater with my parents when I was 8. Questionable parenting there. Too cheap to spring for a babysitter that night. I am so sorry for for 8-year-old TSW. Oops. Ooh wee.
PSW. Man.
The book entertainment says I heard they didn't tell the other actors when the chest burster was going to happen, so they were genuinely surprised. You know, to be fair, I hope that that was the case. It's the same thing. One of my favorite facts ever is in Die Hard. The drop, like Alan Rickman when he drops, they said, okay, we're gonna count to 3, like for when he drops, and they dropped him before the count of 3. So like
Oh yeah.
the drop is him genuinely screaming because he thought he didn't know what was gonna happen. Poor guy. Gonna give him a heart attack. I think I saw Alien when I was really young, but I don't remember it being like I don't remember being scared watching it. I think I was more scared of the second one than I was the first one when I
Hmm.
watched it. Um Granted the chest burster was pretty messed up. I think that was the scariest part of the thing for me, but like everything else I don't remember being that scared cuz it's not in the traumatized tiny Elena brain, you know. It's not packed in the trauma. Ghosty Squid says I was more afraid of the secondhand smoke in Alien. Multiple aliens being everywhere and anywhere is more scary than just the one from the first movie. Yeah, Jeff, I agree with that. Oh, so last week I was driving,
Uh-huh.
as you do. I'm I'm driving down the interstate. I saw 2 trucks of logs, like cut down trees, and all I could think the entire time was Final Destination. And I'm like, I'm not kidding when I say this. There was an SUV like riding the tail of this like tractor trailer with these logs. And I'm just sitting there going, "Oh, that man's never seen Final Destination." Like anybody who's seen that like gives that truck a pass.
For a second, I was thinking you were gonna start singing out the log song from Ren and Stimpy.
It's log, it's log. Rolls down the stairs and over your neighbor's dog. It's log. That's about all I remember about Log. I used to know that song by heart, and I don't remember that one. I know the SpongeBob ripped my pants song more than Log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Oh man.
Rolls downstairs, tumbles in pairs,
It rolls
rolls
over your
over your
neighbor.
neighbor's dog.
I have a powdered toast man sticker somewhere because my dad, um, he has a tendency, I guess I'll put it that way, to find really strange and obscure things on the internet to give my brother and I for Christmas. So he found, the gumball machine, like little toys and collectibles you can get out of those.
Uh-huh.
And he found a whole bunch of Ren and Stimpy ones that were being sold in bulk for like, I don't know, $5 maybe, and he had like 30 of them. So he passed them out to the kids and to like the kids' partners, and even gave some to my mom, which she promptly went, "Why did I get this?" But you open it up and there's like little collectibles from Ren and Stimpy, and I got Powdered Toast Man and a sticker, and I got shoelaces.
Nice.
And the shoelaces didn't even have Ren and Stimpy on them. They were just blue. Like, why is this in here? Did somebody steal the Ren and Stimpy like shoelaces and just put different ones in here? Somebody really wanted those shoelaces.
Oh, how's everyone doing?
Ghosty Squid is saying they have the CD album from Ren and Stimpy somewhere. Do you have the Croco Christmas CD album, is what I need to know. I'm pretty sure I've told the story before at some point, but I'm going to tell it for all our new viewers and watchers and anybody who doesn't remember the story. I 100% every year will listen to Croco Christmas. Just the original album from the initial series on Nicktoons. All right. The good series, you mean? The only one that I will accept.
I can't say I know what that is.
So Ren and Stimpy did a Christmas special called Croco Christmas. I have no idea if it was like an actual special episode of Ren and Stimpy, but I know there was a Christmas album. And so there's Yak Yak Shaving Day, Fleck the Halls, and We're Going Shopping for Christmas. And there's like other songs that are pinging in my head, but I can't remember the titles of them, but I know the lyrics. And that's about it.
Gotcha.
I forgot that Doug wasn't originally a Disney show. I liked Doug.
I don't know if I've seen that one either.
I remember watching Rugrats. I watched Rugrats, Cat Dog. Dad hated Cat Dog. I still watched it though. Cat Dog, Angry Beavers, All Real Monsters. I remember watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then going, yes, I am afraid of the dark. Trying to go through my head of all the old cartoons I used to watch. I watched a lot of cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
TSW wants to know what kind of cartoons you watched.
Kind of cartoons I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we haven't gone over this, but that's quite all right. Obviously, as I mentioned before, one of my favorites was the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. I still watch it to this day, or at least have it on in the background while I'm working. I actually had it on in the background while I was drawing this thing. Um, Thundar the Barbarian. Of course, everybody watched Scooby Doo. How can you not? Um, what else? I'm sure there's a bunch of others.
Did you watch any of those like other old and kind of obscure now Hanna-Barbera cartoons that
Oh
used
yeah.
to come on?
Not as much as I would have liked to,
Mm-hmm.
but like the Herculoids and oh, what other? Oh, there's some other ones. Mightor, Mighty Mightor.
Were you too young to watch Banana Splits?
I saw that. That was like when you came home from school. I'd
Mm-hmm.
watched that. I believe, if I remember correctly, the Banana Splits. Boy.
Yeah, so Cartoon Network had like a spin-off channel for like all of the older cartoons and like nostalgia stuff, right? Called
Uh,
Boomerang. And I don't know if it still
oh yeah.
exists. But I remember watching that a lot with my dad because, my dad's sitting there like, "Oh my god, there's like, all of these old shows from when he was growing up like was it Sid and Marty Krofft made shows? Is that who I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was like Banana Splits was on there, and he was surprised I liked Banana Splits, but I just thought it was wacky. It made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But there was Banana Splits, and oh, what was the other one? Um, there was another couple of ones that would go on there, but they would play Pink Panther
Uh-huh.
at like stupid in the morning to the point where I would get up and like I would watch Pink Panther and then I'd watch whatever anime came on Cartoon Network during Toonami, like cuz Toonami had like kids oriented anime in the afternoon after school, and I
Mm-hmm.
watched like Naruto and Code Lyoko and a couple of other ones through that. And then I'd get up really, really early so that I could watch like whatever Pink Panther was on. And then I'd watch Inuyasha and something. There was another one that came. Bleach would come on Toonami, and I'd watch those after Adult Swim was over, and some Cowboy Bebop because Cowboy Bebop was on it. And if you haven't seen those, especially Cowboy Bebop, watch it. But the uh, but I just remember those like. I think we've talked about this before, like getting up and like sneaking to the TV so that you can watch like what you want at when you're
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to. It's so
Uh-huh.
good. Oh, Debug Entertainment says my sister gave me a Pink Panther music box recently. Was having fun with that. That's awesome. I actually have a smart switch on my light, and when you press the light button, like whenever you hit the switch to turn the light on, it plays the Pink Panther theme. I'm a little obsessed, I guess. HR Puffin Stuff with Sid and Marty Krofft. Yes,
Yeah.
TSW. That's right.
Oh, and we can't forget Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. That was the other one I was thinking.
The
Yes.
Slave Stack.
What was it? It's the land of the lost.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a
Yes.
routine expedition.
My aunt,
Yep.
my dad and my aunt loved watching that as kids, and like we got my dad found some action figures and gave the whole family like different action figures from Land of the Lost, and they took them out and were playing with them at Christmas. And it's so funny. Uh Giggle snort rules.
Giggle Snort Hotel.
Peter Mullen says you people watched more TV than me. Uh
Yeah,
Yeah, we kind of rotted our brains, so maybe you're better off for it, Peter. TSW says the blob.
the Blob,
The blob.
the movie.
Well, I mean, he could be referencing that, but I'm assuming he's referencing a show from a show.
Oh,
Oh, okay. TSWS. Did you watch Battle of the Planets, GI Joe, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
um, Battle of the Planets. I definitely love that soundtrack. Um, I didn't watch GI Joe too much. It wasn't. I don't know. I was more into Transformers. I think. Um, than GI Joe. What else? What was the other one?
Uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I probably watched that a little bit. I I watched a little bit of He-Man. Um, Probably more of Thundercats. I think at the time.
Yes!
Uh huh.
I love
Thunder.
Thundercats. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Oh! Oh, man. Silverhawks?
No. A little bit of Jason the Wheeled Warrior, maybe. I'm just trying to think of old ones. All the main ones I watched, I probably mostly named already, but there was one on Sunday morning, I think, a Hanna-Barbera, Galtar. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not quite sure.
Hmm.
Johnny Quest?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Johnny Quest.
The Marvel Mutant?
Marble Mutant. Not sure I'm familiar with that one.
Also, the Blob was from Giggle Snort Hotel.
Oh,
I didn't get it either, to be honest.
I think I'm vaguely remembering. Was it kind of like a blob of clay or something?
I vaguely remember things from Giggle Snort Hotel, like from the stuff that I've seen.
That with Good Gnu's with Gary Gnu?
Yes, he was a lump of clay. Jeff says, ever notice a similarity between Race Bannon and former VP Mike Pence?
Yes, yes, but we won't go there.
I'm gonna leave it at that, but I found it funny. Gary knew from from the Great Space Coaster.
Gary Gnu, yes, from the Great Space Coaster. Um, what else? The Incredible Dr. Shrinker. Anyone remembers that?
Peter Mullen says Jace and the Wheeled Warriors is always something I think I should revisit now that the internet exists for some reason. But
Yeah.
don't for some reason. Reading Rainbow with Geordie LaForge. Yes, of course.
Sure.
Take a
Take a look in a book.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. I also watched Lions in the Library. I don't think that's what it was called, but it was the lion puppets in the library. I also watched Bear in the Big Blue House.
Uh-huh.
I never watched Electric Company. That was one that I could never find, and now that the internet exists, I can probably watch it.
You could watch it.
Yeah, my parents watched that one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we're just taking trips down memory lane here.
Memory lane. We still got an hour left, man.
Reading between the lines. NWI, you were a rock star. Thank you. That's what it was. Between the lions.
Oh,
Because it was a pun on between the lines.
ah,
Yes, yes. I loved those guys. I don't remember. I don't know how I found it, but when I did, I was obsessed. Also, does anybody remember the original Yu-Gi-Oh? I got my dad hooked on that show. Like, the original Yu-Gi-Oh series is... I look back on it and go, I can see why as a kid I liked this. And I got my dad hooked on it. Like, we were watching it every week when a new episode came out. What's Yu-Gi-Oh? It's an anime about a card game. And yes, I did play the card game. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why I'm saying it's like it's funny to look back on it because like as a kid, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Never moved forward for the most part. Especially like once you get past like the first season, there was like oh geez. Like it I remember going to the theaters and watching the movie, and that's where the plot actually started to move. 10 episodes, 5-minute card game. Yeah, that's about what it was, Ghosty. But you could get taken to the Shadow Realm, Ghosty. Oh, Ghosty Squid, I will say that I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh moved faster than Dragon Ball. I could never get into Dragon Ball even as a kid, but mainly because it actually felt like there was something going on even if there wasn't in Yu-Gi-Oh because they were at least putting cards down. It's like I swear that every time I watched an episode of Dragon Ball it was just people yelling at each other and nothing happened. Captain Caveman for the win is what Scottish Jeff says. Peter is saying that his oldest brother swears by electric company. Says the show taught him to read before he got to school, but he doesn't believe him. But Ghosty Squid, Yu-Gi-Oh was a modern Shakespearean tale with its monologues and soliloquies. I don't know what you're talking about. I have started a crazy crazy Twitch chat in here.
uh-oh.
Now we've got like Hong Kong Fooey being thrown in the wing, which Hong Kong Fooey was fun. Oh, speaking of, that used to come on Boomerang right before Secret Squirrel. Did anybody watch Secret Squirrel and Two Stupid Dogs?
I've heard of it, but I didn't watch it.
Oh man. If like you gotta look it up on YouTube sometime. I loved Secret Squirrel because he was like Inspector Gadget in a way, like with all of his goofy his goofy gadgets, but he was like a spy. He was a squirrel spy.
Uh-huh.
And Two Stupid Dogs is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cartoon about two stupid dogs getting into shenanigans. And the thing I remember most about, there are two things that I remember most about Two Stupid Dogs, and one was, a really big mean man. Like, I don't remember why they crossed paths, like the dogs and him crossed paths, but I remember the guy would just say, "Aw, isn't that cute? But it's wrong!" And then I remember Little Red Riding Hood. Peter Mullen says, my older brother also talks up Cowboy Bebop. Well, he's right about at least that one, Peter.
I never watched that. And I haven't seen the Netflix live action.
I didn't bother because every time I say I'm gonna watch a live action of an anime, it disappoints me. So I didn't want to be
Yeah.
disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Have you heard of Danger Mouse?
Heard of it.
That's one I don't know.
That was probably an older one.
Yeah, but like so are half of these ones that I watched on Boomerang. Like I wasn't alive when
Yeah.
Banana Splits was being made.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Look, man, I know I'm a youngin', but I have at least some culture.
Electro Woman and Dyna Girl.
I know
Somebody out there has seen it.
I know about them, but I've never seen them. Oh, Danger Mouse was a British cartoon series. And Deputy Dog with Musky Muskrat, Tycoon, Vincent Van Gogh, and Pig Newton. I do know those. I want to say the Count Duckula was on afterwards and crossed over with Danger Mouse. I think I've heard of Count Duckula. Commander McBragg. Man. Did any of
I
y'all see Darkwing Duck? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris.
I I'm familiar with it. I don't think I watched it, but I did watch DuckTales a little bit.
Scottish Jeff just brought up DuckTales. I was going to ask you about that one.
Uh Obviously Smurfs, Gargamel, Azrael, Gargoyles.
I loved Gargoyles. I was trying to think. I loved watching Gargoyles. I watched The Tick, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, um, Rescue Rangers. Do you remember that one?
I think I remember them.
Half the cast of STTNG? STTNG. Star Trek The Next Generation voice Gargoyles. Okay. Wow, that took me way too long to figure out what that that was.
Hey, I might not have figured it out.
Jeff is saying there's still a live action movie of Gargoyles in the works.
Ah,
Peter Mullen is pulling out Mighty Orbots. I didn't see that one.
I've heard of those. Oh, Voltron. How could I forget Voltron?
Yes. I never was one like I didn't watch Voltron and Transformers. Like I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Justice League cartoon. Um Okay, Ghosty Squid has a good point. Which Voltron though? The cars or the lions? I think we're
Uh,
thinking of the lions, right?
Cars. Oh, you're thinking of Tron versus Voltron?
Yeah, because like Voltron was like the. Were there two? Okay, I gotta look this up. Hang on. Ghosty Squid says yes, and they did a stupid crossover. My cousin is a pilot on the other team. Huh. TSW wants to know, Chris, did these fantasy adventure cartoons make you like fantasy, or were you already a fan and these cartoons just fit your interests?
Hmm. I think I've always been interested in science fiction and monsters and monster movies and fantasy movies since I was a kid. I mean, saw these when I was pretty young, probably, but yeah, they helped. If that answers the question. Hey, do we have Lori Thibodeau in there?
Lori did chime in a couple of times.
All right, making sure you're here with us.
Jeff
Glad to
says,
see you.
oh, sorry.
That's all right. Just said glad to see you.
Um, the, what was I going to say?
Don't you
Nope.
hate that?
I lost it. It gone. It wasn't important. um, do you remember the Page Master movie with the
Mm,
creepy talking books?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I loved that movie. It's like a 1980s uh, film, and I'm
Uh,
not gonna lie, I look back at it now and I'm surprised I wasn't scarred.
I just watched like Phantasm for the first time this year.
Phantasm?
Phantasm. That's the one with the flying ball.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Like I said, I was never generally much into horror stuff, so
Yeah.
but yeah, it's interesting. I did like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was pretty cool, actually.
I don't think I've actually seen that one. I've seen like screenshots of it, but I've never seen like the actual thing.
Hmm.
People were agreeing that Phantasm was good.
Anyone watch the show Wizards and Warriors that was on for one or two seasons in the 80s?
That was a thing?
It was.
There's like a part of me that just feels like I remember that. Not because, I watched it live, but like I remember seeing or hearing something about it and it's just a fever dream in my head.
Hmm.
TSW says Prince Eric Greystone.
Hmm. Hmm.
1983, according to Scottish Jeff in his Wikipedia page.
Thank you, Jeff.
TSW says I named an early D&D character after that Wizards and Warriors character.
Of course.
Nice. It was only one season, according to Jeff.
That's probably right. Can everyone see everything well enough?
I hope so.
Okay.
Oh no, the screen's black. I'm kidding.
Can you see everything well enough?
I think I'm blind.
What's that?
I think I'm blind.
Oh, okay.
Jeff says, oh, Chris is doing something.
I know you're all here just to hear Elena.
No,
That's all
that's
right.
not true.
That's okay.
I just happen to talk the most.
I prefer it.
Things just come out of my mouth.
I have a hard time walking and chewing gum at the same time, so
That's fair. Lori Thibodeau does have a question about your art, though. She's curious
okay.
why the goblin is picking his nose. Is this a normal behavior?
For goblins, yes. For me, sometimes.
Only on Wednesdays.
That's right.
And I have to make sure nobody's around.
I cannot tell a lie.
Ghosty Squid is asking, will the goblin have a helmet?
It probably fell behind the rock there.
Book Entertainment says unfortunate goblin racial profiling. I mean, he could just be scratching an itch. We don't know.
It could be. Picking a winner.
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Unless you're really comfortable with your friends.
It depends, you know.
Lori Thibodeau would like to know, is that little guy crouching in the corner another goblin there behind the rock?
Maybe, I don't know.
Ghosty Squid is also curious what your version of a goblin helmet would look like.
Boy, I don't know. Probably just something with horns. I know that's a real detailed answer.
Ghosty Squid just wants to know, do you protect the ears?
No, I think the ears would have to be sticking out.
I feel like it would probably hurt if you tucked ears into a metal helmet.
Tried to tuck them in. Yeah, I don't know how much cartilage is in those things. I'm guessing there's a fair amount, otherwise they'd just be flopping around. I'm surprised no one's asked about the activities of the other goblin. Are we too embarrassed?
I don't think Twitch can see it well enough. I
Oh.
can. I know what
This
he's
is-
doing.
Well, this is the end of the show, so
Lori just says, no pants! Gasp! Jeff says he looks like he's doing a number 2. Okay, they can see it. Great. The other goblin is suffering from Taco Tuesday After Effects.
I think he's just emphasizing the end of the show.
He's,
I tried to keep him hidden for a while.
She had goblin hands, the hands of a goblin. They're real
Man
and they're
hands.
spectacular. We're quoting Seinfeld now.
I completely got it. That's why I said man hands.
Man hands. I love that episode because they just have a dude like rubbing his face off camera. It's so funny. It's like a creature out of Greek mythology.
What's that?
It's like a creature out of a Greek mythology.
I've overstepped my bounds. It's not me, it's the goblin. You can't control those guys.
Yeah, no. I understand. They come in and just wreak havoc.
They do whatever they want, sons of guns.
Oh, I forgot. You and Jeff play with one of the writers from Seinfeld, don't you?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
I gotta pick his brain sometime. Not his nose.
Not I mean, I hope not. Unless you're just really close.
Well, I've never seen him in person, so
Mm. He might have a pickable nose.
could be, could. Yep, it's entirely possible. I'll do a little more work and then we'll go over some of the stuff I've done for the season. Dare I ask then what's everyone's favorite?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I really like Marge. Or Martha. Martha was her name.
Mm-hmm. Martha, yep.
Martha's a pretty lady.
She sure is.
I also like your gnome riding a snail.
Yeah, I never got to really ink that one or finish it as good as I would have liked to.
Oh, that's fine. We still like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So you got another show on after this, huh?
I do have a favorite. Yes, I do have another show. Sorry, I was thinking about which one was my favorite.
Oh.
But the the show that's on right after us is going to be Spellburn. So stay tuned for that.
Now what does that one do? What's that about?
So it's a podcast with judges Jen and Julian, and they talk about DCC and magic. I assume it's mostly about like magic systems, but I don't think it's just that.
Okay.
It's like they have guests on that like write DCC modules for Goodman games and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
I'm really bad at pinpointing what like making a synopsis. Ghosty Squid, don't you be pulling a history professor in here. It's not Magic the Gathering.
And if you aren't familiar with what DCC is, that stands for Dungeon Crawl Classics.
An amazing system, and if you haven't played it, please let someone know or join in on we have demo Tuesdays. I believe they're on Tuesdays. Like free game, come in, check out what it's all about. You can find information on our website about it. But if you want to give it a shot because you've never done it before, now's your chance. Do
Oddly
it
enough,
anytime.
I've only got to do it a couple of times.
I want to run a game for you sometime, Chris. I
That'd
think
be
it'd be
cool.
hilarious.
That would be fun. Hmm.
I'm slowly adding to my arsenal of adventures.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got maybe about 4 or 5 different adventures on my shelf right now, and it's slowly building. I am I'm starting to see what people keep talking about when they say they have a problem.
I've got to build more shelves for the contributors copies.
Yeah.
Well, and then I oftentimes get in on the Kickstarter too, even though I might get a product since I'm in it. But then there's, special covers and all that fun stuff. All right, what do we got? 707. Let's hold on this for a minute. And then we will go over some of the last stuff. The stuff we worked on this season. All right. So if you weren't here last episode, this is Dwight the White from I Like Big Whites Because They Cannot Die. I have a all on there.
Yes.
Give you a second to soak him all in. Dwight the White. This one was from Necromancing the Bones, the previous episode. Fun stuff. And these other ones I didn't have drawn. I just drew them and then inked and stuff right on the show. Unlike today, I did have something drawn in preparation. And then this one was from our episode Wizards and Lizards, or Lizard Wizards. Uh-oh, now the camera's getting lines. There we go. So that's the one from, I think we just called him a Lizard Wizard.
Yes, he is. I believe the winner was Greg the Geckomancer.
Ah, I can see that. Sometime I'd like to shade him and color him or something. Get back to these. All right, and this was a fan favorite, Martha the Grell, and the episode of What the Grell Are You? I don't know why we're getting the lines now.
Probably because it's a lot of white space.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, Martha. It was fun. Relaxing. Enjoy doing the tentacles. And I'm not sure if these are in the exact order, but then we had the battle snail. Sometime maybe I'll finish that one up too. This guy's pretty mad.
He's ready to fight.
Hollering.
He's ready to fight.
He's yelling something. Probably can't say it on Twitch. And this was Halloween time, I think.
It was Halloween Times Day.
Yeah.
This one's my favorite.
I probably should have called it Valentine-a-ween or something.
Maybe that's what you did call it. I don't remember.
I don't remember exactly either, but
it's been months.
I think my original title wasn't as I had a better title, I think, afterwards. But yeah, this was one that came out well enough, enjoyable. Um, again, not drawn, just drawn live and then inked and shaded. Did some pencil shading first in the back and then did the inking. And yeah, that bat bird thing's one of the just came out right. Sometimes things work out. I was pretty happy with that.
This one's my personal favorite.
I can see that. It's kind of the most finished as well. Well, other than this one was mostly done. What was the title of this episode again?
Eyeballs, tentacles, wings, and teeth. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yes. Eyeballs, tentacles, wings, and teeth. These are a few of my favorite things. So I think I had this mostly done. This was drawn up on the spot and then shaded. This is on 11 by 14. This is pencil and graphite. I don't think I had our little gnome wizard shaded at the time. I went back and finished him, but that one came out pretty darn nice, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and then the second episode was 1980s cartoon theme. And I went with my favorite cartoon, Dungeons and Dragons. This was Venger and Dungeon Master that I inked up and at some point may finish. And my first episode was I tried to set up in here and work on an oil painting monster for Goodman Games Dungeon Denizens, but it was too stressful for me, so I just went and decided going forward I'm just going to have fun and do things that aren't actual assignments. So while these are not particularly Goodman Games images that will be published, though if someone thinks they fit in anything, let them know.
TSW brought up a good point. You could easily, and Scottish Jeff brought it up too, you could easily do a coloring book with the images that you create in the studio.
Yeah, other than the ones that I've shaded already. See, now normally if I were going to do this, and not for the live show, I'd probably once I'm going to do a little more black, but I'd probably scan it with just the line art, and then I have just the black line art, and then when I'm going to come back and do some ink washes. But since I'm just doing it a one-shot live episode, I'm obviously not doing that extra process. But yeah, that's generally what I would do if I were doing this for a project or for myself. I would scan the line art so that I had that. But yeah, so let's scoot this back a little bit. All right. Probably throw in some shading in a little bit here.
I'm not kidding though. I would love to have a coloring book from like a collection of the Goodman Games artists, you know?
Oh yeah.
That would be so much fun.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I think that would be a bestseller. Like, I'm pretty sure that we could get that done and like get something like that. And it doesn't even have to be like Goodman Games art. Like it doesn't have to be art from the books. It can just be like random images like what you've done here and just
Mhm.
throwing it together in a book.
Sure, sure. Well, they've got the books, a few books of some of the artists that they put out a while ago. If you're familiar with those at all, of Peter, Brad, Will, Peter Mullen, Brad McDevitt, Will McCausland. Um, did they have one for Stefan? Or for some reason, I was thinking there was four, but I could be wrong.
I couldn't tell you.
What
That was
good art?
before my time.
My goodness.
That was before I joined the Goodman Games crew. Probably before I even knew about Goodman Games, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I am a new indoctree.
And if I haven't mentioned it, what I'm working on is an 11 by 15 watercolor paper.
Lori says coloring books and more stickers are needed, and Ghosty Squid says and temporary tattoos.
While I haven't posted anything yet, I did get a bunch more stickers. Um,
Ooh.
a few, I think I've got five different kinds or something at this point. I don't know. Um, that I was selling at the convention.
Do you have any more of the Vampoo stickers?
Surprisingly, I have all but a couple. Those didn't sell well.
I I how much? I want a Vampoo sticker to put on my car.
All my stickers and magnets were, I think I was selling for about $5 a piece. But yeah, they did sell pretty well. I did them like $5 a piece, and then um, 5 for 20. Give a little extra price break. Yeah, I thought that Vampoo was. I probably just didn't get enough kids or girls at my table that think it was funny.
Yeah, probably not. Jeff says people like magnets too. Yeah, but magnets are harder to make. They're not harder to make, but I think they're more expensive to make because they're just a sticker on top of a magnet, but the magnet's got to be cut to the sticker's shape.
Well, those I have those at the same price because they actually weren't. It was about the same, so it's easier just to have the same price.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But of course, size matters and the quantity, and it's not like I can order Walmart quantities to get huge price breaks. But yeah, but I like the fridge magnets too. They're nice to put on the fridge or whatever you might want to put them on.
Bobo asks, is there a link to where we can.
Unfortunately, I'm not like set up with any website or Etsy site or anything. I'm behind the times, but I do have a Facebook page. Um, People can find me on Chris Arneson or Chris Arneson illustration there if they so choose. Um, and sometimes I'll mail things. Of course, then it's, you got to pay for shipping, which.
TSW says, I think Chris is still on MySpace. Oh, man.
Hey, Tom's my friend.
Oh, man. I remember MySpace. I was never as cool as the other kids making up, learning HTML code so I could make my page really fancy.
Well, neither was I for the short time I was on there.
Yeah. I used mine to roleplay as a fantasy demon cat lady. I had an RP
See,
group that we would tell stories through each other's face or MySpace pages. uh but wow, that was an embarrassing fact about myself I didn't think was ever going to come out in the public, and here it is.
that better not be edited.
Oh, it won't. You're drawing during it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't remember how long there was MySpace before someone was like, hey, check out this Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know either.
At some point, I probably need to do an Instagram. I know everyone's always telling me, you should do an Instagram. And
Then you can show off your art. Again, in another place.
Mhm.
Ghosty Squid says, GeoCities, anyone?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Ghosty Squid also said something about the temporary tattoos. If I'm ever forced to go to the beach, I want a goblin picking his nose on my thigh. I mean, I'm still thinking about getting an actual tattoo of that, like the one that you did for Valentine's Day. That's a sick picture. Yeah, if there's like honestly, I would love to get that as a tattoo. I don't know where, but I would.
Well, I might feel a little bad.
Why?
I don't know.
It's great art, dude.
Well, I appreciate it.
I will smack you with a frying pan until you understand it's good art.
I remember in basic training years ago, there was a guy who asked me to draw up a tattoo for him. And on the 3-day weekend, he was going to go and get it tattooed. And he wanted, what was it? A moon with a skull in it, or a moon as a skull with a cloud blowing through it. Of course, he came back with it, and it was on his back shoulder blade. And of course, he's like, "Oh, how is it? It's pretty cool." And I'm picky, so I didn't say that the moon was egg shaped and not round, but I felt kind of bad with that.
Oh well. He's got it forever now. Look what you've done.
Oh yeah. I just don't think I'd ever know what I'd want permanently. So I like too many different things.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one of the reasons that I've never done it.
I have one tattoo so far, and I want another because it's been years since I've gotten that first one, and I love my first one.
Wow.
It's based off of a video game, but I've been knocking around the idea of I might take my graduation and that's my present to myself is I go and get a tattoo and celebrate and make my parents more disappointed in me because they didn't like when I got my first tattoo.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, my mom was just like, you didn't need to put that on you. And I'm like, but Mom, forever art. Scottish Jeff says he's got two. One is his Scottish crest, and the other is Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. I love it. Tigger's a wonderful thing. We're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is that I'm the only one. That reminds me, one of the scariest movies I watched as a child was a Winnie the Pooh movie. And it is really funny to go back and watch that movie as an adult and go, why was I scared? It's the one where Christopher Robin gets lost and they have to go to like the Skull Mountain or whatever, and they like on the map that they're looking at, like they say there's a monster or something, and the monster turns out to be Eeyore, or yeah, I think it was Eeyore got stuck in a rock and it made him look like he had big antlers.
I don't know that I ever really watched much Winnie the Pooh stuff.
I only ever watched the movies that came out on VHS.
What time have we got? 7:27.
Still got time. Keep shading. Whoosh, whoosh.
I'll have to keep an eye on that for you. Watch it.
It's the last episode. We're pulling out all the crazy stops. It's not because I'm sleep deprived or anything.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, at least with this one, I wasn't. I had it all drawn out, so that was at least ready as far as that goes. So I can feel like I got a little more complete illustration here.
Jeff would like to know if the banner is going to say anything.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'm saving that for the end.
Title drop.
This guy's giving us the end business.
He's so silly. I love these little guys.
They're little troublemakers.
Jeff says you should scan it first so you can have it say whatever you want later.
I thought about that. I could always change it in Photoshop. Hey now.
Oh, they didn't hear me yawn. You did.
Oh. Let's see here.
Jeff is suggesting that the other goblin needs a little pimple on his butt.
You probably need some hair on there.
And Ghosty Squid is calling it Flick Picker and Pimple Butt. I love it. I love it so much.
They don't let you talk in the other show, do they?
No, I'm relegated to being the wizard behind the curtain again.
And
That's okay.
you do a good job with that too.
Thanks. I try really hard.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
push button good.
You're a good button pusher. I do enjoy our comedy hour.
I do too. This is always a nice little reprieve from crappy Mondays for me.
Hmm. It sometimes takes me a bit to get out of the drudgery, but usually livens up and becomes fun.
Today we got it pretty
Hopefully,
quick with all of the cartoons and movies and stuff.
we did.
Yes, I did my job. Also, Ghosty Squid is saying that the goblins have an intelligence of 6 and a personality of 18. I agree with that.
Hmm.
Peter Mullen asks, didn't the one guy in Battle of the Planets only push the one red button?
Probably
I didn't watch the show, so I don't know.
seven Zark 7. I don't know.
Ah, TSW's got a good point. It just occurred to me, this is his words, the main goblin is trying to block out the stink caused by the second goblin, but he can't drop the flag, so he's able to plug only one nostril.
Well, he's not really doing any business. He's just showing us the end.
We don't know, he could be tooting over there.
I guess he
Could be a
could
big
be.
old bugle horn.
Could be. Could be. All right. All right. Sickos.
I'm making myself laugh, I don't know. uh...
He probably should have like a heart on there.
He's got a little heart tattoo. That should not be as funny as it is.
We should just have like a. This should be the comedy hour.
Yeah. Ghosty Squid has a heart tattoo with mom in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
What would we do without you, Twitch chat? NWI calls the Goblin Bugle Corps.
Calls it what?
It's these two guys are the Goblin Bugle Corps. Jeff's calling him nose harp and the butt fart.
What's wrong with you people? Can't take you anywhere.
I'm crying. It's really not that funny.
All right, what's going on in chat?
No, I'm just laughing at that.
Sounds like I'm missing all the good stuff.
Jeff says Chris knows me. He shouldn't have to ask what's wrong.
Well, hopefully everyone's been having a good time in chat. Any of the new people and returning customers. Hope you're all having a good night and enjoying the fun.
Aw, Jeff says Chris always brings my spirit up. I had a bad day yesterday, but his show has made me laugh a lot. Oh, it's so
I appreciate
cute. Sorry.
This guy's just for you. Maybe you should have Jeff on there.
Tattoo his name. I'm glad we can make your day better. Chris is a good dude.
Let's not go too far.
Okay, he's an alright guy.
I don't want to give people the wrong idea.
Ghosty Squid says scan it so you can change the banner and the tattoo.
Let's see here.
Jeff says wouldn't be the first time my name has been associated with a butt.
Well, uh-huh.
Finn.
Everyone understands what that is, right?
It's an appendage on a fish, right?
In this frame of reference, it means the end. Fin. I don't know that. I don't think there's a E on the end, but
no, there's not. That would make it fine.
yes. which I am, but you know.
Not to brag or anything.
Mm-hmm. So now that we've got the final on there, it's time to close up shop.
Oh, I'm sad.
I'm sad too. I'm glad, I'm sad, and everything else.
Don't go. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Voice crack.
Yeah.
Um, guys out there, don't go away mad. Just go away. But please stick around for Spellburn. I'm kidding. Please don't go away. We love you.
I don't think they love you as much as I do, but
Aww.
definitely stick around for Spellburn. Check out the shows in YouTube. You can always watch it and Twitch for I think a week before it's gone. And thanks again for coming and being a part of the show.
Wait, before we leave, Chris, are those flies?
Of course they are.
I thought the flies were gone.
You've
Yay!
always got to have flies, especially in this stinky swamp area.
Yes.
And Fine. Theme.
Night,
Thank you again,
everybody.
guys, and maybe we'll see you on another season.
Thanks, everyone. Gonna miss you. Peace.